They're just abusing us out there.
Flowers in front of this Pasadena home are in memory of 24-year-old Esteban Chavez Jr.
Doing everything they can to completely overwork us.
Chavez was found dead inside of his UPS truck after delivering his last package for the day.
A lot more UPS drivers have gone down with heat-related illness.
He collapses, overwhelmed by the 110-degree temperature in Arizona.
And customers are starting to take notice.
It's just a sickening feeling that you don't know what's going to happen to that guy if he goes to the next house.
I think the comment that they made after is awful.
The company says that their drivers are trained on how to deal with the high temperatures.
The new guys, and I know it was 2 new guys that died from the heat stroke. They were working 6 days a week, sometimes 12 hours a day. Excessive overtime is definitely the #1 factor of why we're having this huge problem with heat-related issues.
UPS at least listen to what we're saying. This is our job. We're going to show up every day and we're going to do it, but nobody wants to die.
I've been working at UPS for 29 years. When I first started, I was working 8.5 hours and getting home at 5:30.
I loved my job. I couldn't get enough of it. And if they needed something, I'd be the first one to jump up and be like, you want me to come in on Saturday? I'm in it. You communicate with them about your schedule, and of course they would work with you. Now, you walk in and you've got a truck that you can't complete in any reasonable amount of time.
We have some lower seniority drivers that haven't known what it's like to work less than a 12-hour day for years.
It's not fair to us or our families when we already sacrifice so much for this company that we love.
A lot of other drivers, their families were ruined by the excessive overtime. They don't get to see their kids grow up. We have a very high divorce rate. The same amount of work that would be done in, let's just say 30 routes is now being forced to get done in 20 or 25 to make less people get more work done.
Our job is very, very physical.
We have packages that are up to 150 pounds.
Sometimes we're delivering 50, 60, 70, 80 boxes to a stop.
Excessive overtime in the heat obviously puts you at higher risk for injuries because you're out there longer. Our customers were outraged seeing the working conditions that we were dealing with. But what they didn't understand is that happens weekly throughout the summer.
It was late July, and it was about 104 degrees that day. I was scheduled for a 12-hour day. I'd worked, the whole week up to that, long days. As soon as I was just done delivering, I was just leaving out of town, and I started to get really sick. Super lightheaded and nauseous and heart racing. Yeah, it was pretty scary. And I was actually on vacation the following week, so that was good. I got some rest. The following Monday, I came back to work, scheduled for 12 hours again. We have recourse through the union to file a grievance for anything over 9.5 hours a day, 3 times in a week. The company has to pay you triple time.
That seems great, right? Like, okay, well, at least they're paying me for it. But unfortunately, a lot of people, it's not good enough. We don't want the money. We want to go to our son's football game.
It didn't matter if you had a family emergency, you had to get that work done or you were gonna face discipline.
They just give you the overtime and then kind of throw a check at you saying, well, there, that should take care of it. And it doesn't.
We got 360,000 rank and file Teamster members who are sick of taking shit. Now it's time not to demand what we want, it's to demand what we're worth, and we're worth a shitload of money.
I would be willing to go on strike next year to alleviate the overtime.
I am 100% willing to strike next year.
What difference would it make in your life to not have excessive overtime?
Oh man, to not have excessive overtime in my life. I don't know, more time with my son. It would mean the world to me to be able to be more involved as a parent and watch him grow.
I would love to be able to get back into little hobbies with my wife and get to spend more time with her.
I pour my heart and soul into this company, and I love what I do. But we're seeing more and more that they're just looking at us as numbers. We are the face of the company. You know, when I deliver a box, that customer sees me.